What's up? It's me, Sportstalk82, and it's kind of been a while since I've made a video, I think. Yeah, probably. But whatever, I'm here to pick some NFL playoff games, which will be fun. And I've watched all but one of the NFL games this year because I was out doing something on a Thursday night and missed the Falcons vs. Saints game. But other than that, I've been home, I've been watching the games, I've been seeing how teams look, and I think I'm ready to give a pretty fair analysis of the playoff games. So we're gonna start here with the Colts versus the Chiefs game. The Chiefs, their schedule to begin the season, let's be honest here, was a complete joke. Their first 9 games, they had one tough game against Dallas, which they won by 1 point. So they got through the first 9 games, I guess you could say, without slipping up, which was a good thing. But they only beat Houston by 1. I mean, if they had lost to Houston, it would have been crazy. Cleveland, they won by 1 touchdown. So they weren't really dominating most of these games, but they were getting through them. They were winning. They were the surprise story if you were following it from the beginning. After that, they went 2-5. Their only wins were against Washington and Oakland, two god-awful teams this year. And they also lost to Indianapolis during that stretch. So, if a team goes 2-5, only wins against both two of the worst teams in the NFL, and they actually beat the team they're playing in the playoffs, you would think that most signs point to the fact that they wouldn't win. But they have two of the most dangerous players in the league on the offensive side of the ball, with Charles, who's the third leading rusher in the NFL and also a big threat to catch the ball out of the backfield, along with McCluster, along with being a huge threat in any sort of screens or dump-off passes he can make people miss. He has the most punt return yards by 100, and he's the only player with 2 punt return touchdowns. So you cannot count them out. They could break a big play at any time. Alex Smith is not obviously the best quarterback, but he doesn't really need to do that much when you got Charles in the backfield. But the main reason you can't count him out is because of their tremendous defense. They are stacked at most positions. They have 8 Pro Bowl nominations, which is the most in the league, which really shows you that they have elite talent on their defense. Eric Berry, Justin Houston, Dantari Poe, just to name a few of the players that can just really change a ballgame all by themselves. Andrew Luck's in trouble if he doesn't get the ball out quick enough. And going on to the Colts, as I learned from being an Andrew Luck fantasy owner this year, and I'm sure you have too if you had him on your team, this team does not get off to a quick start. I don't actually have any sort of stat for this, but Andrew Luck, going into halftime quite a few times, had negative fantasy points. So sometimes it takes a while for their offense to get rolling. Losing Reggie Wayne almost broke their entire season. If Reggie Wayne was still healthy, I would pick them to win this game. There's no doubt in my mind. Just such a big target, such a reliable guy to always go to on third down that he is sorely missed by the Colts. And losing Wayne almost broke their entire season, as I said before. If they had lost the 3-point Houston and Tennessee victories that happened after the injury, they would have gone 0-4 in the consecutive games after the injury. But they didn't. However, the 2 losses were troubling, especially the St. Louis loss 38-8. That was just strange, and of course was the week I picked up Adam Vinatieri in fantasy, but what are you going to do? Anyway, going back, they did rebound. They had a 3-game winning streak to end the season, which is always good. The two teams were going in opposite directions. The Colts they finally established a running game with Donald Brown. Robert Mathis is the NFL sack leader. He might be the most dangerous defensive player in the league at this moment. So it seems like the two teams are going in opposite directions. Chiefs started out really good, and then they just faltered. And now the Colts are on that 3-game winning streak. They beat the Chiefs. They're feeling good. Two teams going in opposite directions. I think the Chiefs win. If you look at the schedule, sure, they don't actually have too many quality wins. And them losing against Indianapolis almost caused me to pick Indianapolis. But when you think about Jamal Charles and Dexter McCluster, there's a good chance that they can make some plays that can just completely differentiate the outcome of this game. They'll take the pressure off Alex Smith, and if their defense is as rock solid as we all know it can be, and they force a few turnovers or even a defensive touchdown or two, they could win. They have more talent on their defense. Colts' weakness is their offensive line, and the Chiefs' strength is their pass rush. So, that's why I think the Chiefs are going to win. It's crazy picking a team that went 2-14 last year, but I think Andy Reid did a tremendous job with his team. And if you disagree with me, want to chat about this game, want to chat about any other sporting news, just leave it down in the comments. I will read and respond to all of them. And subscribe to this channel if you want more of this kind of picking games, some like off-season analysis of some stuff. And I also play a couple video games like Madden and stuff. So if you want to see some pack openings, some gameplays, hit that subscribe button. I will keep feeding you content, hopefully. And this is me signing out. I got the rest of the games coming up. So see you then, guys.